Hi there, my name is Melissa Harker Ridenour, and I am the author of Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes. This was the original book, which was illustrated by a wonderful illustrator named Veronica Castle, who has since passed away. So we had to relaunch the book with all new illustrations. I don't have a copy of the new book, but this is what the new cover looks like, and the illustrations inside are all new as well. And it's illustrated by Sangamitra Dasgupta, who's an internationally known and recognized and awarded illustrator. She's won so many awards and recognitions, too numerous to count. But basically it has to do with a little girl who, all little girls like to play dress up in their mommy's clothes, but Shelby has a cold and can't go outside to play one day, so she decides, like many little girls, it'd be fun to get into her mommy's closet and dress up in her shoes and clothes. And with every outfit or every change of shoes she puts on, she imagines herself being some kind of exotic person going away to some kind of exotic, faraway, interesting place. And that part of the story is written in rhyming verse. I'm going to read to you just the end of the rhyming verse so you can get an idea of what she decides in the end. This is the final two stanzas of the rhyming verse. Pretending to be someone else is fine and fun sometimes, but Shelby knew that one day it wouldn't be just play. I can do anything or be anyone if I really, really try. Maybe even president of the USA. So Shelby decided not to stay on the moon or remain where her imagination would roam. Comfy, happy, and loved in her own bunny slippers, Shelby knew, after all, there was no place like home. So that's the final two stanzas of the rhyming verse part of the story. But I want to read to you, the back of the book is where the endorsements are. Playing dress up, this is the summary blurb, so you understand a bit of what the book's about. Playing dress up in her mother's shoes, Shelby's imagination takes her all over the world, but she comes to realize that she has the power to make her own dreams come true. This is a lighthearted rhyming book of empowerment for little girls with a useful section of references and links. And here are 3 of the endorsements that are on their back, and there are additional endorsements inside the book as well. Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes is a sweet and funny story that offers a valuable lesson to any child. Believe in yourself. You can be anything you want to be. Do anything you want to do. And this endorsement was written by Jennifer Gershman, who is the author of Where Did Mommy's Superpowers Go?, helping kids understand a parent's serious illness, and also the winner of the Mom's Choice Award. And then the second endorsement on the back of the book says, kids will enjoy sharing Shelby's adventure as she tries on different personas, and like Shelby, realizes in the end that they can do anything, be anyone, if they really try. And that endorsement was written by Sandra McLeod Humphrey, who is a retired clinical psychologist and award-winning children's author and character education consultant at Kids Can Do It, LLC. And then the final endorsement on the back of the book says, in Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes, the author has created a delightful combination of fun rhyme and great imagination. This is a story children all ages will enjoy, and that's written by Renee Hand, who's an award-winning author of children's interactive mysteries and a motivational speaker for children. I wanted to read, in addition to the rhyming story, the story that's told in the beginning of the book, which is written in rhyming verse for children, where Shelby tries on the shoes and imagines herself going to all different kinds of interesting and various places, which are very sweetly illustrated inside the book. Each adventure she goes on, each outfit she tries on, shoes she tries on, they're so sweetly illustrated inside the book, and she goes to all kinds of interesting places. But then the final chapter, after the rhyming verse story part of the book, the final chapter is a researched part, which has to do, it's the Girl Power chapter. It's called, the chapter is entitled Girl Power, Empowering Children to Reach for the Stars. You see here's illustrated the little girl jumping up in the air. She's feeling empowered. But that section starts out with that old rhyme that you've all heard of before. Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what little girls are made of. Sunshine and rainbows and ribbons for hair bows. That's what little girls are made of. Tea parties, laces, and baby doll faces. That's what little girls are made of. The poem, which is written by an unknown author, is charming, isn't it? It's pleasant to think of little girls as being all lace, ribbons, bows, and baby doll faces. But that portrayal of little girls seems like a very old-fashioned one, doesn't it? I bet most of you have had some little boy say to you something like, "Aw, you can't do that, you're just a girl." Maybe you've heard a little boy say to another little boy, "You throw like a girl." Perhaps you've heard a little boy say to another little boy, "Don't cry like a girl. Don't be such a girl." It is really an insult to girls, isn't it? If it made you angry when a boy said something like that, you have a right to be angry. The truth is that girls can do equally well the same things boys can do, and in some cases, even better. Don't ever allow yourself to be labeled as just a girl. Here's what you need to know, girls. You are so much more than sugar and spice and everything nice. You have really come a long way in today's world, and you have the power to go even farther and accomplish much more. To do that, though, you must never limit yourself by failing to recognize your abilities and by failing to take advantage of your opportunities. That's what's called girl power, and that's the theme of this whole book, girl power. Recognizing abilities and taking advantage of opportunities is good advice for little boys, too. All children should work hard to try to accomplish all of their life goals and dreams. Shelby, while playing make-believe, imagined herself doing all kinds of daring things, going to all kinds of exciting places, and being all kinds of famous and important people. But while Shelby had fun with her make-believe adventures, she really knew these were only fun and imaginative journeys. She really knew that she could have the power to be any kind of person she wanted to be, travel anywhere she wanted to go, and do anything she wanted to do, if she really, really believed in herself. Shelby knew that she could do such things if she really tried hard, dreamed really big, and if she always reached for the stars. In order to have girl power, it's important that you learn a bit about the journey that girls and women have been on over the years, trying to get equal rights with boys and men. It's also important to understand that the journey has not yet ended. The path to equal rights and empowerment for girls and women is a long and difficult one. Getting there requires strength, determination, courage, and never giving up. The women that we will learn about in this chapter and in reading the information in the glossary part didn't give up, not ever. What they accomplished in their struggles for equality and empowerment formed the foundation for you to continue to build on their accomplishments. And then there's a section in that chapter called Did You Know That? It gives information that girls should know about things that have happened throughout the history of women trying to gain equal rights. For instance, the first bulleted point is, did you know that women in the United States of America weren't even allowed to vote until 1920? Only men were allowed to vote. On August 18, 1920, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution granted American women the right to vote, just as men were permitted to do. And then one more bulletin point I'm going to read, and then there are many more in this chapter of things that girls need to know in the history of women trying to gain equal rights. Did you know that before 1972, girls were not given the same rights to play team sports in their schools? In 1972, Congress passed a law called Title IX. This was a law that prevented discrimination against girls for the same educational opportunities that boys enjoyed. This included giving girls the opportunity to play team sports in schools. There's just a few of the things that girls need to know about empowerment and gaining equal rights. And in the book, there's a glossary in the book as well, because the story mentions, and the story and the did you know part makes reference to many people that I want to make sure the children reading the book understand who they are. So it gives children an opportunity to get to know some of the people, places, and events that are part of Shelby's imaginary adventures, as well as the strong, courageous, fascinating, inspiring women that you've read about in the Girl Power chapter. And it has a paragraph for each person referenced in the story part, the rhyming verse story part, as well as people referenced in the Girl Power chapter, so that they will understand who they are, have a better understanding of who they are. I also wanted to read to you, while we're still talking about the book, a review of the book that was written, Reader's Favorite, because it received 5 out of 5 stars by the Reader's Favorite reviewing service. And this review of Amazing Adventures of Shelby's Shoes was reviewed by Kristen Van Kampen for Reader's Favorite, and it did receive 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes by Melissa Harker Ridenour is a creative children's book about a young girl named Shelby. One day Shelby had a cold and wasn't allowed to go outside to play. Instead, she goes to her mother's closet and plays dress up with her mother's clothes. She finds lots of different shoes, like ballet shoes, cowgirl boots, and hiking boots. Shelby tries on each shoes and has different adventures. She becomes an astronaut, a cowgirl, a golfer, and a famous movie star. What kind of adventures should Shelby have next in her shoes? I really enjoyed reading Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes by Melissa Harker Ridenour. The book is very well written and the rhyming is very well done. The book is well developed throughout. The story is inspirational and it teaches children that you can be anything if you are determined enough. This book will bring a smile to children's faces as they read it. The book was really creative and it was cool to see what Shelby would imagine next. The characters are very likable because Shelby is very imaginative. The pictures by Sangamitra Dasgupta are colorful and depict each scene, each adventure very well. The pictures of Shelby's dogs are adorable. Parents will enjoy reading this book to their children, and children will want to read this book over and over again. I would definitely recommend this book to all young readers, rating 5 out of 5 possible stars. And I want to tell you an additional note about this. In addition to Amazing Adventures, Shelby's Shoes had been listed and my author interview posted on the prestigious book club reading list Novel Finds. And additional endorsements besides the ones I read on the back of the book can be found within the book itself. And I wanted you to know also that I have an author website called Melissa Harker Ridenour Books, and it can be found at www.authormelissaharkerridenour.com. This website is kind of a vast website because it has several pages to it. It has a page, I have 4 published books. So it has a page, some fiction, some nonfiction. It has a page in which the fiction books are listed and links about them on it. It has a page in which the nonfiction books are listed. It has a page just for kids. It has a page just for parents and teachers. On the fiction and the nonfiction pages, there are links to the blogs, because each one of my 4 books has a blog that's connected to the book, posting posts that are relevant to the types of information that are in the book. For instance, Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes. Here's the cover, what it looks like now, though I don't have a copy of it. Amazing Adventures in Shelby's Shoes has a girl power blog. It's a blog intended to help girls learn how to be empowered and help parents learn how to do the things that they need to do to empower their children. So it's a very good blog site that you might want to check out for yourself and for your child or daughter or your son to help them to be empowered. It has links and references and little videos and songs and things related to girl power and girl empowerment. It has puzzles and games and all kinds of fun things for children to do. And the parent and teacher page has links and resources and references that can help parents better learn ways and activities that will help empower their girls and their girl students, and help their girls not to be afraid to try to reach for the stars and be all that they can be. There are also links to purchases for the book. The book can be purchased through Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and all the online sites. So I hope you will take time to go to Melissa Harker Ridenour Books at www.melissaharkerridenour.com, or go to Crimson Cloak Publishing, which is the publisher of the book, and check out the book. Maybe buy a copy for your child, for your daughter especially, to try to help them see how they can reach for the stars and like Kamala Harris, shatter that glass ceiling, and help them learn the things that they can do to become empowered, to reach for the stars and be all that they can be. And I hope that you will take time to go there and maybe purchase a copy of the book for your daughter or your son, and maybe even for yourself, because it's just a fun read, an inspiring read, and an empowering read. And I thank you I thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great day.